Guaranteeing it right here, $12 million. That's $6 million up front for 23, and then he's got incentives on top of that. And as we've been seeing, even with a 2-year deal, there is always a player option this offseason. So for Matt Carpenter, who a lot of people thought he was hanging it up after this year, Texas kind of took a chance on him. I mean, the mustache is back in full force right now.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of reestablished himself after, struggling that last year in St. Louis and really having to not so much reinvent himself, but try to find himself again as far as that confidence with that swing. Was really good player in St. Louis for a long time and, found a home in New York last year and, was kind of like an unsung hero of that New York Yankees team and has turned that into 2 years guaranteed with him, Dan.
Yeah, listen, on a smaller scale, really smaller scale, kind of bet on himself like Aaron Judge. Started last year in the minor leagues with the Rangers, had an opt-out date, decided, okay, I'm going to declare free agency. I'm done playing in AAA, got a shot with the Yankees, a good ballpark on a good team. And listen, if you're a Yankee fan, this guy was a big part of that lineup. When they started winning a lot of games in June, July, and August, this guy was front and center, hitting in that upper third of that lineup. He had a tremendous year last year. I would have liked to have seen him stay healthy the rest of the year to see what he could have done, but he has completely turned his career back around.
And 305 through 47 games is a foot fracture you just mentioned. You wanted to see him go through the whole thing, but 37 years old and getting a 2-year deal, this is not unfamiliar territory. We're watching guys right now locked up till they're 41. What's bringing baseball back to these kind of later time guys?
Well, I think it's just the way guys are training now and taking care of their bodies. There's so much more that you can do for yourself over the course of an off season to get yourself ready for the season that, guys didn't have access to, previously, even, 10, 15 years ago. And, guys are more aware, too. That's the other thing. They're not waiting for, the team to come to them, oh, hey, this is what you need to do. They're seeking out that information now on their own and finding the technology and what they need to do to make sure that they can, play at their peak potential, not only at, in their prime years, but even into their later 30s. And, Carpenter's a great get for the Padres. That kind of, bat off the bench or in a utility role, power bat from the left-handed side, that's something that every team is looking for. Any contending team wants to have off their bench.
You know what it says to me, too, both from a pitching standpoint and position players, teams are looking for good players. And teams like the Phillies last year, they go ahead and they spent a lot of money on Trey Turner. They bring in Taijuan Walker. And I think the good teams that are trying to go all in to try to get to the postseason, there's a premium for really good, experienced players. And those guys are getting paid once again.
Well, those are the guys that, over the course of the season, you want really good players even as your utility guys and on your bench because you're going to have bumps and bruises and injuries along the way. And if they can come in and fill in and you feel like you're not missing a beat, and that's important over the course of 162 games.